we should have spoken about this more over the weekend, but WWE aired a clip at the start of Raw, and we heard it again when Sami Zayn beat Karrion Kross at Live Champions. Michael Cole actually went, can't believe it. Sami Zayn has just pulled off a miracle. Can you imagine when Sami would have heard this? He would have gone up to Michael Cole and said, excuse me, Mr. Michael Cole, did you compare me winning a wrestling match to a miracle? He would have said, yes, you winning a wrestling match is a miracle. And obviously, like, people not dying at the last second is a miracle. Sam should have gone, you're never allowed to commentate on one of my matches again. Also, hello, my friends, and make sure you do the Penta walk today, because that dude is totally obsessed with it. Remember at Night of Champions, when rather than run to the ring, he just decided to do his walk. So we've talked about it, don't be friends with him. But welcome to Ups and Downs, as I am basically presenting this half naked. You have no idea how hot it is in the UK. I'm sweating already, and there's big studio lights. You don't care about this. You just want to watch the show, which makes sense. But luckily, the finger of power doesn't get hot. So let's give the good bits an up, and the bad bits a down. I think at the start of the day as well, people in WWE went, guys, the Evolution pay-per-view is in 2 weeks, and we've announced nothing. So they sent Rhea Ripley to the ring. She basically went, good day, mate. There's a big show coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm here to talk about it. I do not know what happened to Rhea Ripley's exit. The thing is, though, finally, she is done with all the Judgment Day nonsense, which means she wants to go and get her championship back, and she'd love to do this at Evolution when Iyo Sky must have been the back as always. You know this going, she better not even make some kind of a threat at me. And she walked out, and of course she said, listen, Adam Pearce has told me I'm allowed to pick my match for that PLE, and I choose Asuka, because don't forget, 1 week ago, they were talking about the Queen of the Ring, and both Iyo Sky and Asuka said, this would be our dream match. We've wanted it for so long. None of that happened, because she chose Rhea Ripley. Now, of course, in reality, that is good, and it probably could be the main event should they want to do that. And because it is like an all-women's pay-per-view, that should get all the time in the world, especially if it is the last match. And I tell you, if you let them cook and whip up some eggs, it could genuinely be one of the matches of the year. These are two very talented professional wrestlers. I still don't understand. It's a vocal minority, right? It's a vocal minority with some people go, man, Rhea Ripley is pushed too much. What are you talking about? Do you not hear the reactions? When she comes out, here comes my brutality. That is not how the lyrics go. You just stick your fingers in the air. She's over, man. And you don't hold down people that are over. You try and make them more over. It's called wrestling. Essentially, they all agreed as well. And Rhea looked at Iyo, and Iyo looked at Rhea, and they kind of acted like they were baby faces, but they also hate each other. And I will say, we're going to have to come up with a mega angle next week, because Evolution is happening in about 2 weeks. So it does kind of suck a little bit if it was so late in the day and it feels rushed, because there is so much story we can tell here. Like, I believe it's still true that Rhea Ripley has never beaten Iyo Sky in singles competition, not what I'm doing with this hand, over here. But at the end of the day, when we get to that Saturday or Sunday, I don't know, there's like 42,000 shows that weekend. This will be one of those standouts you will look out for. So we'll give it an up. Yes, super duper whooper rushed. Dominic Mysterio then said good luck to JD McDonough and Finn Balor because they were about to go for the tag titles when, man, AJ Styles walked in and instantly Dom produced his doctor's note and said, see, I'm still not allowed to wrestle, I am injured, when AJ took it. And Dominic suggested, you're probably going to have to wear your glasses if you want to be able to read that, old man. When AJ Styles pulled some glasses out and he read the thing, that made me laugh out loud. Round of applause to these two, it was genuinely very funny. He also said from his vantage point, it sounds like Dominic's doctor is calling him a punk ass, and essentially when he is cleared, they are going to fight for that Intercontinental title, and Dommy Boy is going to lose it. These two already have great chemistry if this is the kind of direction we're going in, though I do have to say, Dominic Mysterio needs to change up his approach to life. AJ Styles just walked into the room and he was on the defensive. It's like if the cops came round to your house and you opened the door and went, I didn't murder anyone. They're going to be like, we were just checking to see if you wanted some bread. It's not what police do, but you never know. And now you've got to come to the station. When we do have to give our first down, because it was the New Day versus the Judgment Day for the tag team titles. The New Day lost those belts, and I just do not think WWE capitalized on their heel turn from 2024. I mean, really, there just weren't enough teams. And even if they were going to do the whole, we're not going to defend these belts, and you can't make us, I don't really feel like we lent into that very much either. It was just so stop, start, and now we're here and now we're there. I just do not understand it. I don't mind the Judgment Day winning. Finn Balor and JD McDonough are great. But even if you continue on this feud, it would just be them going back and forth. Because again, there are new teams. So I think we could have done way better by the New Day here. So I am going to give it a down. I still think that heel turn absolutely kicked ass. In terms of the follow-up, well, yeah, I'll just say it again, like Britney Spears, we should have done more. Thankfully, the match itself, though, was super fun. And the first thing we saw was Kofi Kingston offer some bread. I mean this literally. He literally offered bread to Finn Balor because he feels like he doesn't eat enough carbs. I was like, man, I'm in. This is going to be the match of the year. JD McDonagh then got whooped for a little while until Finn Balor did get the carb-depleted hot tag when Kofi Kingston actually stopped that by quite literally stomping him. McDonagh even hit his Asai moonsault after this, which now just terrifies me, given what happened to his ribs the last time. And of course, when Finn eventually went for the coup de grace, he totally missed because his first time hit success rate is terrible, and it was doubly bad here because he took out JD instead. They can't coexist. Well, that's not the story. They're like the best of friends. I shouldn't have said that. Xavier Woods then tried to win it with his version of the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the backwards, when they were both cheating. Which also made me giggle, because technically on paper they are both heels. So the Judgement Day tried to cheat, so New Day we're going to try to cheat. But actually, they both suck at cheating because it didn't work. I mean, we even got some title belt shots here, which WWE loves in 2025, when JD got another moonsault. That's when Finn Balor looked around, he was like, oh my gosh, I can do the coup de grace for the second time. And yeah, he got it. 1, 2, 3. We had brand new tag team champions. I was like, that kind of felt anticlimactic, not necessarily the match itself. This match pretty much got announced out of nowhere. Now we're done. It did get a massive pop though, and that's the whole point. But let us try and use this as a catalyst for change. More teams in the Raw Tag Team division. Let's make sure we do something with the New Day even after this. And of course, JD McDonagh and Finn Balor are super duper whooper good. So I am going to give it an up because I had a good time, and it's always nice to see a title change. There's something to your brain. But yes, the Tag Team division needs more, so stick it in its ass. What am I talking about? Bayley was then talking to Jackie Redmond and said, oh, that Lyra Valkyria. She got right in my way when I was going for the Intercontinental title, but man, I don't need to worry about her anymore because I got my eyes on the prize. When Lyra must have been right here because she just walked in going, oh, I see. You won't text me back, but you will talk about me behind my back. I was like, Valkyria, there was no way she wasn't aware you were there. I mean, Stevie Wonder could have seen you. They then actually argued about who hated Becky Lynch more. So like, guys, you need to get a real problem. When Adam Pearce had a meltdown, I was like, oh, you know what? You two are going to fight later tonight. He's like Nick Aldis. Thank goodness he has this weird approach where he doesn't finish booking his show, even though we're live on TV, just in case he wants to make a random match. Maxine, Natalya, and Tozawa then hyping up Sheamus in the most unintentional hilarious segment ever, when Grayson Waller was here, basically going, oh man, been hanging out with that New Day. They kicked Big E to the curb. Maybe I should do that with someone too. I was like, Grayson, you don't get to see this. You and Austin Theory have been threatening to break up for the last 400 years. I think the Roman Empire was still around when you two originally decided, well, maybe we don't like each other. At this stage, just leave the house, never go back. We then got this really cool nostalgic Bill Goldberg video, which I thought was very good. When we did cut to Chad Gable and essentially were told, oh my gosh, he's injured for real. He has to go get surgery. So as always, I just hope he's okay. Of course, Adam Pearce then went, I guess we're not going to see El Grande Americano for a while. And Chad's like, well, you wait and see, you absolutely asshole. I can't believe you said that. When he also told the Creeds, when I am away, you listen to Ivy Nile. Well, I guess he's in charge now. Balor and JD then also found the GMs and they decided they were going to use their brand new position as tag team champions to politics. Like, listen, man, we keep hearing on the street that you may be thinking about taking the tag titles away from Raquel Rodriguez, but she worked so damn hard to get those. So why don't you just give her a brand new tag team partner? We have one, and her name is Roxanne Perez. Now, Adam and Nick thought about this. I'd have gone, excuse me, that's exactly what you did with Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. So don't change your mind now. And they did agree, but at Evolution, it has to be a four-way so Roxanne Perez can prove herself with one Raw team, one SmackDown team, and one NXT team. Now, I presume the SmackDown team will be Charlotte and Alexa Bliss because we've been teasing that. No idea who the Raw team is going to be. And as for NXT, maybe Hank and Tank. We also got the absolute best Jurassic World advert before this, where we compare dinosaurs to WWE superstars. Listen, I love wrestling. It's my favorite thing in the world. If I go and see a Jurassic Park movie and it's a bunch of big dudes running around in spandex pretending to be dinosaurs, well, actually, that may be the best film ever made. When we got to Rusev versus Sheamus, or big men slapping man meat, honestly, this was absolutely tremendous. The only kind of sad thing, but you'll have to do whatever the hell you want, is the crowd didn't get super loud until the end. If you had done this in front of a hot audience, man, we would have been talking about it forever. I think backstage they're just gone, ha ha ha, we are friends in real life, so should we just punch each other? And they both went, yeah. And they were just throwing each other into the ring post and quite literally on the floor. And at one point, Rusev was just smacking Sheamus in the face. He was like, yes, give me more, like he forgot this this was professional wrestling. When it was just back to, we'll throw you around the ring, I can throw you around the ring. Sheamus then hit his 10 beats. Honestly, he only got 20 seconds to go and listen to this. The noise. It's so damn loud. Even when Rusev applied the accolade, Sheamus just got up and fell out the ring when he broad kicked Rusev right in the face and almost got Rusev counted out. When they started to fight on the ring apron, I don't know what this referee was on. I think this referee had a bet on. Was like, listen, I need a winner, okay? Because not only did Rusev take Sheamus' face and smack it into the top of the turnbuckle, but then he kind of removed where the padding was. He grabbed Sheamus, he pulled him right into it. Apparently, this is perfectly fine. Then they got back in the ring. He matched and kicked him right in the nose. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and he also poked Sheamus in the eye, which the referee always saw. This bit didn't make any sense. The good news is I absolutely don't care because this means we just get to do it again. Honestly, I thought these two would absolutely bring it. Given that SummerSlam is just around the corner, can we do a last man standing match or some kind of stipulation? I am absolutely giving it an up. And we should do a best of 7 series. And it could be a best of 7 series on one episode of Raw. That's right. So it just goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across the 2.5 hours. That's how good I thought it was. When we got told at Evolution, there's also going to be a battle royal to determine who goes to Clash in Paris. And I think they're going to be the #1 contender. And listen, I thought that was a bit lame. We'd only just had the Queen of the Ring, and now we're essentially doing the same thing again. If I was Jay Cargill, I'd be like, excuse me, I had to go through round after round after round, and now you're just doing a random battle royal? Also, overall, this build to Evolution is way too rushed. We should have started weeks ago, so I am going to give it a down. It just feels like a missed opportunity. Thankfully, Jackie decided she would use this to talk to Ivy Nile, who was going to be in that battle royal, when all of a sudden, El Grande Americano turned up. I'm going to tell you this, didn't look like El Grande Americano. He's grown a lot. He's far taller now. He's still pretty ripped. And that's because, yes, there's probably a picture on the screen right now. It is Ludwig Kaiser. Now, why Ludwig Kaiser vanished from TV and has come back as El Grande, I don't know. But did this make me laugh out loud? Yes. So am I going to get mad about it? Absolutely not. Goofy wrestling for life. We then also got a Sami Zayn interview, but Karrion Kross interrupted that and smacked him with a pipe, so put a 1 on the crime counter. When Stephanie Fouquet also told us that she's going to be in that battle royal. I'm a bit confused how we're using Steph on the main roster. Kind of feels like she should have been in a bigger match. When we got quite the surprise, because out came Gunther, and this dude, he was like, listen man, I watch Raw, what else do you think I'm going to do? I saw that wonderful Goldberg video package earlier, and wasn't it great? But much like Goldberg matches, it was over in 3 minutes. I was like, wait a minute. If somebody could put a highlight package together of me, and it lasted 3 minutes, I would be over the moon. I think that's quite a long time. Also, did somebody just say 3 minutes? Gunther is not going to be afraid of a 58-year-old man, though, and he knows that Goldberg is incapable of beating him. So while he could take him out instantly, instead he's going to take his time. He's going to relax into this, because he knows that Goldberg doesn't like bullies. Well, sucks to be you, my friend, because you just met the biggest bully in WWE. He also said he's going to embarrass Bill in front of the people that love him and treat him like trash. And he stole from him too. Well, he didn't steal from him. But he was like, after I beat you, Billy boy, I will be the person who gets to ask who's next. So this man, the ring general, is just so good. Although he forgot you can't have a catchphrase without other wrestlers taking it literally. Because as soon as he did say that, who came out? It was Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. Maybe I've missed this over the last couple of weeks. The Money in the Bank briefcase is now black. Whoa, because they're all dark and scary. Gunther then won again because he said, well, you guys look super happy for 2 people that flew halfway around the world to achieve absolutely nothing. And that was true. They tried to get involved in that Night of Champions main event. And well, they kind of sucked. Rollins then pretended that John Cena had nothing to do with this. And as he said when he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, he wants to take out all the champions. But also it's about CM Punk. Because what did he say 7,000 years ago? I will never let him be WWE champion on my watch. Mission accomplished. So essentially he just wants chaos, and CM Punk must have heard this because he ran past the production guy, said push play, because he came out, he beat up Seth Rollins for a while, Seth Rollins ran away. When CM Punk was so mad, he pushed Gunther on the floor. Gunther looked like, how dare you do this to me, the ring general. When we cut to Seth in the crowd who was going, because that's what he likes to do, when LA Knight teleported in from the Starship Enterprise, and he beat Seth Rollins all around this place. They were even fighting in the concession stand. This was actually really good because it just escalated things from nowhere, and new WWE is so good at taking threads and kind of linking them between other threads, because now you're like, well, how many of these interactions are we going to get? Everybody seems to hate Seth Rollins, including Gunther, but now we've kind of teased Gunther versus CM Punk maybe at SummerSlam, or could Seth Rollins be in that match? And also, it was then announced for Sunday's main event, it is indeed LA Knight versus Seth. I really did enjoy the way that LA Knight returned here though, because it was just so expected. He didn't get anybody to push play, and the fans loved it. And yeah, he got the jump on Seth here, and of course we got the Goldberg stuff, and the Punk stuff, and the Gunther stuff. I am giving it an up. It was controlled chaos, but it worked very well. The Judgement Day were then celebrating backstage, because of course Roxanne Perez is now kind of officially a tag team champion, when they were going to vote whether she should be in the group. Now JD was like, listen man, I just want to be a tag champ, so whatever. Finn Balor was over the moon, but of course Raquel Rodriguez and Dominic Mysterio were like, we need to talk to Liv Morgan. But Finn Balor essentially went into troll mode and convinced them to do it. So yeah, that's it. She's in. It was that easy. Barely an inconvenience. So I suppose it did come down to mob mentality, but Finn Balor was wonderful on this episode of Raw. I enjoy him muchly. And now we're going to get into a rarity, because I am going to be a slight hypocrite, so please do forgive me. But as I always tell you time and time again, I like it when all wrestling companies try and come up with a creative finish. But at the same time, sometimes you swing that bat and you miss. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. Now they did have a super duper good match that I'll get to in just 1 second, but at the end, because they both watched the show, they were like, let's all go for the most devastating move. In all of sports entertainment, surprise roll up, when at one point they were essentially pinning each other. Now surely the rule in wrestling, should the referee look at this and go, well, I can't do a 3, Bayley, because your shoulders are down, but also Lyra, your shoulders are down, I'm just gonna separate you and you can go at it again. But nope, she counted 3, and went to the ring announcer and said, well, I guess it's a draw. I just thought it was a bit wibbly wobbly and there would have been a better way to do it, although I do understand where we're going. We should be doing the 3-way at SummerSlam, but I don't want to say you should have done a double count now, because that's also lame. What you should do really is time limit draws. The WWE never even mentions the time limit, so you'd have to change the whole show. I appreciated it. I liked the attempt. I just don't think it worked in execution. That's fine. Still getting it down, but we move on instantly. Bayley was working on Lyra Valkyria's back early on too, with a Boston Crab, which is very confusing because she's from San Jose and is most definitely a human. When we also got a superplex, and believe you me, even here they were both going for the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment. For Lyra was like, nah, this ain't working, I'm gonna neck breaker you. Then when that all fell down, it was back to surprise roll-ups. So really the finish just felt a little bit flat, but we talked about that. Otherwise the work is so good. And this Lyra Valkyria is really making a resume for herself in the ring. And we all know that Bayley is goated, so I am gonna give it an up. And they continue to fight afterwards because they were so mad. Somebody even got thrown into a box-like structure. So yeah, that part is getting an up. And again, if you give them time at SummerSlam, Becky, Bayley, and Lyra, I tell you they'll smash it. CM Punk was then walking backstage and actually said, I've got receipts for everybody I just punched in the face. So maybe we are going to do some kind of multi-man, and WWE does love those. Especially because LA Knight then said, listen bro, you don't get Seth Rollins before me, because I'm getting him at SNME, which does rhyme, so it must be true. And these two didn't get on either, so we are brewing a lot. Like a witch's potion. Penta also found Sami Zayn and asked whether he was good to go. Sam just got up and went, yep, I shall wrestle. I was like, why do we let the wrestlers make these decisions? But don't worry, a local medical person had wrapped tape around his ribs and his tum-tum. Oh yeah, I'm sure that's like a shield. Bronson Reed also then walked up to Paul Heyman and said, have you seen the Visionary? Oh, I died. I was like, Bronson, you gotta get out of this group. It's a cult, man. If Seth Rollins is getting you to call him Mr. Visionary, well look, I can tell you it's not normal. Apparently Rollins had already left though, and he was working on Plan B, so of course Bronson wanted to know what Plan B was. When Brock Breaker walked in and said, Plan B is I smash everybody and win. It's like, oh, I think that's the hardcore Holly strategy. That's for the nerds among you. Then they all just stormed off. This was oddly entertaining, and actually we should do more with both the Bron and the Bronsons. The moment they kind of just like hench in the background, they can take a step forward. It also meant it was main event time, so it was Penta and Sami Zayn taking on Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Honestly, Penta's out of control, right? I told you, he did it in Night Champions and he was doing it here. And it's basically become like some kind of hypnotic thing, because then Sami Zayn was doing it when they looked at each other and they both did dive 2025. Penta then tried to do another one. So Bronson Reed caught him and just absolutely killed him. So that Pence, that was always going to happen. Sami Zayn eventually got the hot tag and he was just flying around and he was doing big old moves on Bronson Reed, We do not praise Bronson Reed enough. Like, of course he's a big guy, but he also knows how to get around. He was bumping his ass off here, and the crowd was going nuts. Breakker wasn't impressed by any of this though, so he did his move when he jumps from the ring apron and just crashes into Alan the announce table and takes anybody out as he goes. I've been thinking about it, and I believe it needs a better name. Him and Penta also got to have the hot tag, and after he'd done his walk, he was doing crossbodies and sling blades, because he really likes that move. But he also snapped Bron Breakker's arm. Now, given this has taken Chad Gable out for the next 100 years, I was like, well, Bron, you're screwed. Then 2 seconds later, he did a military press, so I guess he didn't care. Heyman then caused distractions. There is the dick counter for the first time this evening, but fair play to WWE. They were super reserved here, and of course it worked, because Bron Breakker was like, well, now I can hit my Frankensteiner, and he did. It's a thing of beauty. Zayn then tagged in and went for the haluva kick, but Bron Breakker got out of the way, so he went for the spin, and Sami Zayn just booted him right in the face. And that is something you should check out too. I think he may have done it for real. Bronson then returned and he was just smashing people when Sam was like, right, I'm going to suplex you. We were like, man, there's no way. But after Penta got involved and gave him a little shot once again, Bronson Reed went up for this suplex. It went so damn good, Sami Zayn had actually got too carried away. Bronson Reed was not a legal man, Bron Breakker was. He zoomed in, he gave him the spear, 1, 2, 3. That is the kind of finish that I do enjoy. Because you can argue, these baby faces look so stupid. They weren't, man. They were just so excited because they wanted to lift a big man up in the air. And don't pretend you haven't thought that too, we all have. Penta got totally murdered by a spear as well when Reed was going to go for his tsunamis, when Jey Uso remembered, I meant to be on this show. So he ran out to a mega pop, and he had a steel chair as well. He smacked all the heels, so Raw ended with the 3 good guys standing tall. And if you throw Seth Rollins back into the bad guy match, are we going to do this as a 6-man tag? I mean, maybe. Of course, we've got Punk as well, so maybe we could expand all of this with Gunther on one of the sides, but I am going to give it an up, and I will admit this Raw kind of felt like it was just there, because they have to build Sunday's main event, they have to build Evolution, and they have to build SummerSlam. I mean, don't me come into my house and make me say this. Maybe WWE has too many shows right now. The main event was good, that was getting an up. I would still give the show an up overall, but if you decided to just watch the highlights, or me, probably all you need. Now, of course, please do drop me a comment below and let me know what you thought about Raw last night. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the video on the screen, which is ups and downs from Night of Champions, to get all my stupid thoughts. Otherwise, my friends, let's all go have cold showers, because it is so hot. See you soon.